How are you all doing today? Going out for a ride on this glorious Sunday morning, and today I am thinking about, if I can get my mirror correct. Guys, always make sure your mirrors are correct before starting your ride. Don't do what I'm doing. There you go. So today I am thinking about what my next bike will be. So, a lot of traffic here. I really love this bike, but I'm thinking about maybe a change at some point. So let me know what you guys think as a suitable replacement for this bike. But I have a few ideas myself. So as much as I love this bike, I know there are other bikes out there. There's so many bikes to choose from and so many bikes to experience, and different styles of bike. So the one that's really in my mind is a Honda CBR 600F, specifically the one from, I think is it like 2012-ish? I'll put a picture on the screen now of the one I'm on about. That is just a fantastic looking bike, very similar styling to this bike actually, the Kawasaki ER-6f, but it's 100 horsepower, 4-cylinder, and it's 600cc. Interestingly, the tax is lower on it, which is a benefit. It has more power, and it's a 4-cylinder, which all things that I would quite like, really. I like the technology on it. I like the combined ABS. I like to have a few safety features. This is an ABS model, it's ER-6f, and I've never actually used it, but you never know, so I like to have those safety features. Yeah, so the CBR 600F of that generation has combined ABS, which I'd really quite like, and just a fantastic sounding 4-cylinder engine. I know that the dynamics of the way it ride is a bit different, because obviously there won't be as much low down torque, power will be a bit more top end, but I don't mind that. It's something different, and I think that's important in a way. Just variety, making sure you have some variety in life. Going back to not having much variety, another option in my mind is the very popular Yamaha MT-07, which is also a parallel twin, just like this bike, but it is a cross-plane crank rather than a 180 degree crank like this. Can't talk today. So it sounds absolutely fantastic. The MT-07 is a fantastic sounding bike. I did actually ride an MT-07 for my direct access course, and it did ride fantastically. I loved the low down torque, the suspension was reasonably good. The only thing I didn't like about it, and I don't know if this was just the specific one that I rode, but the gearbox wasn't as compliant as I would have hoped. I really couldn't get it into neutral half the time, and yeah, it was a bit clunky between gears, and I know there was actually a facelift in, I think, 2020, something like that, and as part of that facelift they did fix an issue with the gearbox, so maybe the later models aren't so bad. But yeah, that was one thing I found with the MT-07. But I really did like the low down torque, I loved the sound of it, but I do prefer the look of a fully faired bike, which again leads me back to the CBR 600F. So yeah, those are my only two real ideas, to be honest, for a replacement bike for this. I would like something that's 4-cylinder, and I would like it to be sort of fairly budget friendly, maybe like under $4,000 if possible, which you can get an MT-07 or a 600 CBR 600F for under $4,000. Obviously I would like something like a street triple, but that the budget doesn't allow for that. So as much as they are fantastic looking bikes and sound amazing, it doesn't really fit into my budget. And also I think it's probably a good idea to have some Japanese, to be honest with you, just for reliability's sake. One bike that I have thought about actually, just sprung to mind, is the Aprilia RS660. That is a fantastic looking bike. Apparently the riding dynamics of it are fantastic for riding every day, but again, Aprilia and reliability don't really go together. So, and also budget and Aprilia don't really go together either. Guys, if you've got any recommendations for me on any bikes to consider for my next bike for a replacement for the ER-6f, please do let me know. I'll be happy to hear it. Generally I want to sort of stick to a sports commuter-ish type bike, but I'm also open to other styles. I quite like the Yamaha Tracer 700. I've never ridden a bike like that, but I'm open to hearing your guys' thoughts on it. So leave a comment down below if you've got any experience with either of those two bikes that I've mentioned, the Yamaha or the Honda. Please do let me know. It's the Pride bus. Ride with pride. Beautiful day out in Leamington today, and I believe there is a classic car show on. I have to go and take a look at that. So guys, it finally happened. I just dropped my bike. I was wondering when it was going to happen, to be honest with you. Apologies for the poor riding. I'm a bit shaken up still by dropping the bike. So, yes, it finally happened. I dropped the bike. I have not actually dropped this bike yet, or in fact, oh, somebody's not happy. Or in fact, any of my bikes, I've not dropped any of them. And I did wonder when it was going to happen, because everyone says, oh, it's definitely going to happen. Everyone drops their bike. I think I just pulled away in second there. Yeah, terrible riding at the minute because I'm still shaken up. So, how did it happen? I haven't actually filmed it because the camera wasn't on at the time. I was in Leamington Spa. I was at the Classic Car Show and was going to just head to Sainsbury's quickly. And unfortunately, I forgot to take my disc lock off. My disc lock, I don't have a reminder cable. It never came with one, and to be honest, once or twice I have forgotten to take it off, but it's been sort of like, oh, I just roll it forward a little bit and I remember, but this time I pulled away quickly and I basically got thrown off it forwards. I definitely, let's just say, hurt my pelvic area on the tank, unfortunately, and it just went crashing down the bike. Fortunately, I'm alright. The bike, however, something broke, and the worst bit is I don't even know what it is that broke. It's like a stud with like looks like a bolt goes into it. I'll put a picture on the screen of it now, what it looks like. So if anyone knows what it is, let me know. I'm assuming it's something to do with at the bottom of the, you know, the fork, or yeah, like the brake caliper or something down there has broken. It seems okay. I'm just riding it carefully at the minute in case it is anything to do with that front brake caliper, because obviously that's not ideal at all. So yeah, I dropped the bike. All is well other than the bike's broken and I'm in a little bit of pain, which is a real shame, because yeah, as I say, I haven't dropped this bike yet, and I thought it might be in a more interesting way than that when I do, but no, it was something ridiculous like that. So something so stupid as a disc lock. Lesson learned, unless you have a reminder cable, do not use a disc lock, because even if you convince yourself that you're never going to forget about the disc lock, like I did to myself, yeah, you are gonna forget it. Oh, skid risk, got to be careful. Yes, so it doesn't matter how much you convince yourself that you won't forget the disc lock's on. It's not worth the risk, because chances are you will probably forget it at some point, like I clearly have done. Maybe I'm just more forgetful, or just more stupid than the average person, so maybe you've never had this issue, but yeah, it did happen for me. Thankfully there was some kind people there who offered to help me lift the bike back up. I didn't really need it, to be honest. Actually, I've never actually tried to lift this bike up. Obviously I've never dropped it, and it wasn't too bad. It's actually quite light, so yeah, first time ever dropping a bike. Great fun. Not. Nope. Police. Nino. Are they overtaking? Or are they pulling them over? So yeah, let me know, guys, have you ever dropped your bike? If you have a bike, was it as ridiculous as what I just did, or did you get away not so lucky? Fortunately, the Kawasaki doesn't have a scratch on it, thanks to the R&G crash bobbins. These things down here, thanks to them, it didn't even touch the fairings on the bike. There is not a scratch on the bike, which is just incredible, actually. I love this little chicane. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys, down in the comments. Have you ever dropped your bike? If you haven't, do you think it's possible that you can ride a bike for, you know, a few years or years and never have an incident of dropping it? Let me know what you think. I was starting to think for a minute, you know, I was maybe too careful, because everyone told me, oh, you know, you'll always drop it at some point, you know, it will happen at least once, sort of thing. And it hadn't happened to me yet. I'd come close. I had some near misses where I lost my footing, or I was on uneven ground and sort of, like, you know, had a bit of a wobble, but I've never actually fully just let it drop until today. So yeah, clearly, for me at least, it's not possible to ride for a significant amount of time without dropping. Yeah, I wonder if there's any actual experienced riders out there who've been riding a long time and never dropped their bike. I'd be interested to know. But yeah, I think that's the end of this video, guys. Just a quick story time. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading more of these type of videos. I really want to overtake this Audi, but I shouldn't, because I broke the bike and I don't know what's broken. Should relax. Cheers, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.